this evening, a quick update regarding this show, because you may remember that last year we did an episode on coal, in which we talked about this man, Bob Murray. Now, we said a lot of things about him, culminating in a 7-foot squirrel telling him to eat shit. And he sued us for defamation. It's true, that case has actually been going on ever since, but just this week, we learned that the judge has said he's going to dismiss it. Now, it's not final yet. It's not final yet. And I've been advised not to say much more for now, so I won't, because, as I think we know, now is not the time for victory laps. It's not a time for gloating. It's not a time for saying, hey, we won, and just rubbing it in the face of the person who lost over and over again. That time will come. Oh, it will come. And I promise that we will discuss this whole case as soon as we are able to. Until then, my furry friend, away! Away. He'll be back. I promise he will be back. For now, tonight, let's move on to a quick recap of the week, which was dominated by the continuing debate over gun control in the wake of last week's school shooting. But don't worry, because the president has said that he is determined to stop this from ever happening again, and he even gave us a glimpse of his new plan.
While President Trump says he's listening to new ideas about school safety, he emphasized arming teachers and other school personnel, an idea backed by the National Rifle Association.
We need to let people know, you come into our schools, you're going to be dead, and it's going to be fast.
OK, so first thing there. You're going to be dead and it's going to be fast is already the slogan for Carl's Jr., so you can't use that. But Trump's support for this clearly terrible idea seemed to develop over the week. He actually focus grouped it on Wednesday during a listening session featuring survivors of the shooting, a session, incidentally, for which his own notes included a reminder to say, I hear you, which is what you might write down if you were a robot pretending to be a person, pretending to be a robot, pretending to be a person. And not surprisingly, arming some teachers did not go down too well in that room. Watch what happened when he asked for a show of hands.
Does anybody like that idea here? Does anybody like it? Right? Yes? For Meadow, your beautiful Meadow. We talked about that. And do people feel strongly against it? Anybody? Anybody? Strongly against it? All right, I mean, look, we can understand both sides.
That is Donald Trump in a nutshell, proposing a terrible idea in a tone-deaf way, then refusing to acknowledge he just lost a popular vote. Now, there are clearly multiple issues with the idea of arming teachers, from the fact that it is not their job, to the fact that there was an armed deputy in Parkland and that didn't deter or stop the shooter. But even the logistics of this plan are pretty daunting.
There are over 3 million public school teachers nationwide and 400,000 in private schools. Arming 20% of them, as Mr. Trump suggested Thursday, would mean more than 700,000 people with guns in schools.
Yeah, so it's no wonder the NRA likes this solution. It involves buying hundreds of thousands of guns, and that's their solution to everything. They probably deal with climate change by pointing a Glock at the ocean and daring that motherfucker to rise. And it's worth noting that one of the many key groups expressing doubts about this idea is teachers.
This does not pass any common sense test whatsoever.
The National Education Association said more guns in a school is not the solution.
The problem is that very dangerous people have very easy access to very dangerous weapons.
She's right, and she's using the patient, exasperated tone of a teacher explaining something to the dumbest student in her class, which, in a way, she is. Donald, your answer doesn't make sense. Also, we don't actually want less guns in schools. We want fewer guns in schools. Donald, focus, Donald. 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me. Look, for now, let's move on.